Hello everyone, my name is Fabia Jamil and today we are going to discuss about the concept of education. So we will discuss different questions and different myths about the education and the different career pathways where you could go and you could have those career pathways if you are going to choose the degree of education. The concept or the questions we will be discussing today will be: what is education? What are the subjects? Myth about education and the career pathways. First of all, the first thing is, what is education? You can say education is a field. It is a field, it is a degree, and it is a very vast or massive area where you can have several specification or specializations. The definition of education could be a process of learning and teaching. Now, this is a two-way process. One, a teacher is giving something, and two, the student is taking something from the teacher. What it ponders on, that it ponders upon the development and the socialization of an individual. Development means the cognitive, the emotional development, or the development that that an individual has him in his inside. And socialization means when an individual goes outside, how he faces things, how he responds to the stimuli he is getting. Now, this individual is not only a student but could be a teacher as well. Next is, what are the subjects? Education has many subjects. You couldn't even count how many subjects education could have. But it depends upon the university you are in or what the curriculum you are going to teach or read about. First and foremost is the practicing. It is very important to practice in education. Education is all about practice because you have to make the lesson plans, the ILOs, the SLOs, the portfolios, school records, and so on. You have reading difficulties, education and art, teaching literacy, guidance and counseling, curriculum development, classroom management, teacher education, educational technology, educational philosophy, educational research, communication skills, classroom assessment, teaching of subjects like teaching of math, science, or etc., and child development, which has a touch of psychology in it. So these are the subjects, but the subjects could have a very far more index or far more diameter than these all. Then we have myth about education and a possible career pathways. Myth about education: since the day I have decided to go for the education, whomsoever I tell I am an educationist, they say you could only be a teacher, which is a big no. It's not like that. Of course, when you read education, you are going to be a good teaching product. You know about all the essentials that a teacher could have. But with that, there are different career pathways you could go in and which are actually needed more than becoming a teacher. How? You could be a counselor. We need counselor cells in our schools, in our colleges, in our universities to address the issues like bully or the issues like assaults in the child rights, etc., etc. You could go in the curriculum. Our curriculum needs to get updated. The curriculums are not updated. The books we were studying 10 years back, we are studying the same books today as well. You can go into the special education. Now, special education, you are not only supposed to teach them, but also use the interventions that the students might need, the students of Down syndrome, the students of autism or OCD, etc., the students who have dyslexia. You need interventions. We, unfortunately, we tend to neglect those students and we teach all those students who have a nice IQ base, which is very wrong. Our societies are not going to be mature until we are not giving interventions on students who actually need the help or the aid from a teacher. You, if you don't want to be a teacher, if you find it very boring, you can go into the administration when you can take care of the management and you can admin all the school or the college or the university. You could be a social worker, you could be a tongue, you could be a voice for the youth. You can talk about different youth problems, adolescents problems. You can talk about the child rights. You could be a consultant in a social worker program. You can start after having education. It will also help you in home tutoring. Of course, now when you are studying about education, you are studying the pedagogies and the methods. You must or you can have the good blogs, and you can also become a good consultant if anybody talks about you about their child's problem. Then researcher and might write theories or books. The educationists like Peter Jordan, or all those educationists who are being researching and who are writing the theories or books. You could be a good book writer. You don't need to think, if I'm getting a degree of education, I could only be a teacher, but a book writer, but a theory maker, but a educational researcher, and much more. So this was all about today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked the video, please subscribe and share as much as you can. Thank you.